Hi there, welcome to another edition of the Illumination Weekly. We're looking at August 5th through the 11th, 2019. I'm going to be using the Illuminating Journey Cards that I created with the help of the Akashic Records. I am your host, Jen Duchene, Akashic guide, teacher, healer, and creator of the Illuminating Journey Cards. So we have a very busy, hectic week coming up in preparation for things shifting and moving. We're really coming to the crunch time of this energy of awakening to who we are and what we need to do, what we've been waiting for. So there's a lot happening during this week to prepare us. So I prepared the cards. Let's see what the first card is this one, 27, Soul Portal. And this card has the person flying on the this magic, oops, cards flying on this magic carpet ride. A magic carpet. I think that what's coming through here is that, there is a great deal of illusion that has been hidden. And I feel like the shadow kind of feels like this part, the dark part under the rug. It's kind of like the shadow of the rug that is coming forward. So, and what I feel like is that it is the gold, the treasure of the things that we've been hiding from that are being exposed. So even though the darkness is being exposed, things that have been hidden that make us uncomfortable or feel angry, awkward, numb, overwhelmed are being exposed. So we're feeling maybe a sense of, what's the point? How will we change this? I'm helpless. I don't have any power. And as all of this stuff comes out to kind of be seen, there's this energy of holding ourselves in this place of flying above the shit, basically, and being able to stay in that place of the light and be connected to the light, knowing that this is part of the journey. So it's not saying skip over or try to avoid what's happening. It's much more about, it's making me really hot. It's much more about being able to recognize, to see what is happening, to see the dark, to see the treasure, and to be immersed in the light anyway, knowing we're above all of this. It's here, it's below us, it's okay, we can get through it. But we need to stay in that place of love, in that place of divine connection, knowing that all of this darkness and all of the stuff that's falling into the world, all of the things that we have used as currency in the world, it is okay. Like, if we try to dismiss it or say, well, it's nothing to do with me or nothing to look at, nothing I can do, then we're kind of trying to sweep it under the rug, right? And that's the kind of challenge, is not to sweep it under the rug, but to go, I'm looking at these awful things. I'm looking at all the stuff that's happening. I am being okay with feeling my feelings, having my emotions, experiencing the shame, the horror, the pain, and having compassion. So creating compassion through the light coming through, knowing that we're all divine beings, that it's going to be okay. But we have to have the courage to look at these things, not in judgment, oh, that's a bad thing, that's a good thing, but really from a place of divine presence, and know that it is just part of life. And those are the things we've experienced, and it's all coming out, so we need to take responsibility for staying in the light, staying in the love, using this, there's the feather of divine judgment that says that everything is equal, in the sense that everything has a right to be here, and it is how we deal with it that will determine the outcome. And this, I don't know if you can see that here, the symbol of everlasting love. So it truly is about being compassionate to ourselves, compassionate to our neighbors, joining hands, recognizing we're in this together so we can help each other weep and help each other see beyond the horror and the pain, and know that this is part of the journey. This really is truly part of the journey. So that's the card, the first card coming up. And then the second card, which is kind of interesting, isn't it? We have the blue energy and then more blue. The figure, kind of the first one, kind of floating above, and then the second one in the cave of kind of realization or truth. This is the symbol for truth. 21 is the number that says our truth will set us free. It is we're in the 21st century. So this is about, this figure here is calling on her wisdom, on the light, on creating something new. So you can see the light coming in, the Pegasus. This is the horse with wings of bringing in a new energy. So it's very much the idea of being connected to love, connected to the higher self, creating from the higher self, seeing things from that place like, I'm in this body, I'm in this life, and I am creating something new. So I'm not going to let kind of the dark or all of this stuff that's being exposed, I'm not going to let it stop me from being who I am. It's not going to silence me. It's not going to make me run in fear or hide away. I'm going to see what there is to see, and I'm going to do what I need to do. What's my part in this? And sometimes just standing strong or going into the cave of your own creation and creating from that place of light, of knowing, of strength of the heart to create those poles. That's what is needed. And so this is where we're connecting to this divine light, divine creation, and bringing it out into this moment. What can we do now to move past kind of being stuck in the muck, stuck in this idea that if I look at it, it's going to destroy me, and kind of moving away from that. Like, this stuff will not destroy us by looking at it, but if we sweep it under the carpet and say we can't do anything, our hands are tied, then we are, kind of encouraging more of that. So how do we move away from that? And it really is, according to both these cards, it is kind of connecting to the light and kind of flying above it and staying open to creating what we're here to create. And interesting, so another card that has a lot of blue energy also with the light. So this is really fascinating to have this combo. Wow, what an amazing combo. And this card is the Soul Portal 25. And here is this being either coming down into a new world. So we are being kind of encouraged to see the world through new eyes, to see the world with the light in our minds, like open our minds to seeing compassionately and seeing the beauty there is and the possibility and the promise that we're being called to. We're all being called to kind of embrace our divine mission, embrace our creative selves, start to collaborate with others, collaborate with the divine, find ways to bring out the beauty. Like, the beauty is not gone because people are doing cruel things or hurting. But we're not all hurting people, so we have to stand from that place. We have to move away from being sheep into this idea of owning the idea that we are creating the place that we belong in, that we agree with, that we're building this vital place that has these pools of light, the healing energies of the window. This is from the window shot. And it really is about coming together. And I don't know if you can see right here, this symbol. This is a symbol of unity. It's a rune symbol, and it is about coming together, the three aspects of unity, the unity of self, the unity of you with your divine energy, with your physical being, with the joy and the ability you bring, kind of rolling up your sleeves, right? What do I need to do? Coming with this kind of tree of peace and connection. It's like, what do I need to do to bring my message out? And really it is about being who you are, right? Not getting caught up in the fear of what's going on or the terror of things being exposed. Really allowing yourself to feel what happens when you allow yourself to see what there is to see, and you are freed from that prison of kind of like, oh my God, they're making me fearful, and just freeing yourself from all of that and going into the cave of creativity, rising above, so you see everything with a clear eye and a compassionate heart. You take courage so you can enter the cave of possibilities to create and bring forward truth, whatever your truth is. So you're using this time to kind of speak up, but the speaking up may be different for everyone, right? Some people will go to the front of the battlefield. Some people will be working on the things that need to be worked on in the background. And then some people will, be doing something that looks completely different, and yet all roads connect. And so it's this, each of us going into the world, into our world, bringing, our light, our truth, our creation into the space, into the land of possibility, into the land of milk and honey. How do we bring this truth that is in our heart, in our minds, into the places we enter? And what do those places look like? They're full of promise, and they're waiting for us to bring what we know into the space. So there we have it, 27, 21, and 25. So that's a 9, a 3, and a 7. Very interesting that we have these three cards that all have a very similar energy in terms of what is ours to do right now. I think this is a very powerful message to all of us, to remember who we are and to not get caught up in that idea of being victimized by what is happening around us, but in standing in our truth, standing up in the light of who we are, standing in the truth of who we are, sitting and creating, and then coming together to create new spaces. Like, it's a difficult path. It's a path that demands courage and focus and drive, and we have all of those things, and we are being conditioned by the experience to increase our ability to create, our ability to connect to the divine, our ability to connect with each other in the world, and to see each other for who we are, and join in activities or in love or in expression with those who can see us and that who we can see. So we create this tipping point that takes us beyond the sense that we don't know what to do, because now we know what to do. It just is going to take work and effort and forcing ourselves to be strong and use our energy and our light to bring our voices into the world in the way that they can land with grace and with impact. Wishing you an incredible week. I know it's challenging, but this is what we're here for. This is our soul's choice, to be here for this incredible time, to bring our passion and our knowledge and our divine connection into the world. So may you go gracefully into the daylight. And I will see you next time. Please let me know if you read something or saw something in the cards that I didn't mention, or let me know if what I said connects with you. Leave me a comment, like and subscribe if you would like. And as I mentioned, you can buy your own cards at jenduchene.com/Illuminating Journey Cards. And I will see you next week.